Andrew talk.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Is this
Hello?
robot Andrew?
Anything? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Do you hear him or no?
Hello?
Oh, okay.
Hello?
I don't hear him
Hello? Hello? Anybody?
You don't hear him, Ben?
Is anybody
No.
there? Hello?
Let me see if
Hello?
I can-
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Whoa!
Hello?
Whoa, what is that?
Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
shut the fuck up!
Hello?
Welcome to another episode of the Bored Till Death podcast. I'm Taylor, joined by Andrew and Ben as always. What's up, boys?
What's up?
Hello.
Ben, don't sound too excited over there. You okay?
Dude, it's my day off. I'm like checked out.
Hello.
Been painting for like 4 hours. It's been great.
You sent that picture in the chat earlier, and it looked like it had an entire army set up.
Well, wait, hold on. Why did when I hear painting, I'm thinking like, oh, he's painting a room. But then I was like, nope, it's Ben.
I always
It's Ben.
I always have to clarify that because people will be like, "Oh, what do you paint? Like, you paint pastels or oils?" I'm like, toys."
Oh, you work for Santa?
It is cool though because like more people have been like, "Oh no, that's actually kind of sick." Like when I show them the photos and I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like I don't know, man. Like
You
10
don't-
years ago,
yeah.
nerd culture was so volatile. Like
Yeah.
you could not be.
Well, you don't meet
This.
a lot of people that do that, so it's kind of like a niche thing. So when you tell people that you do that, it's kind of like, oh, okay. And I feel like some people don't even really know how to picture it, and then you show them a picture, and you're like, oh, that's cool, actually.
Yeah, the oh okay is more often than not.
Yeah, I don't have the patience or the artistic style to do anything like that, but I always think they come out so cool when
Yeah.
you're done with it.
It's I tell people it's basically just a coloring book but 3D. Like you
Yeah.
don't this pot or this spot goes red, this spot goes green. It's kind of follow along. It's more therapeutic than like
Yeah.
artistic. Just check out, put color on something.
I'd
I
probably
feel
be
you there.
raging if I did that. I'd be throwing figurines across the room because I have slightly shaky hands. So I'd be like in there with the little tiny brush trying to add the detail. There'd be paint all over the walls.
Dude, that's how it gets. That's how it gets most nights, honestly. Like I start really cool, calm, collect, and about an hour in, I realize I have like 40 more of the same thing to do, and then like so it just starts like the vision starts blurring. My what do you call it? My accuracy starts dropping, and then I just like toss my paint brushes down. I'm like I'm done.
That's cool. Man, I had
I mean,
it is your hobby.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, I watch sports. It's cool. You know, everyone does their thing. Andrew
Sports.
eats cheese. You know, it is what he does.
It's cool. I eat cheese. It's cool.
It's cool. It's what we like. You know, as you get older, you realize people like things, and you start realizing, like, you know, let people enjoy things.
Well, it threw me off with hobbies. I was like, what is it? I came over to Andrew's new place up here when he moved back, and I was like, we're pulling up. I was like, all right, let's see what's going on. And like, there's Andrew in his driveway just like doing kickflips. And I was like, wait, people still do that? Like, I started judging him skateboarding like I expect to be judged for being a nerd. And I'm like, whoa, dude, people still skateboard?
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I don't get out a lot because of what I do for work, and also just being stay-at-home dad mode most of the time. So I gotta find a
child.
find a way to stay active, and that and running are my go-tos. I have to get out there and throw a few flips around.
Wait, hold on. You go running?
Yeah, I told you that before. Remember when I came out to visit you guys in Oregon? I lost like 30 pounds last time I saw you.
Oh, I thought that was stress.
Well, there's a little bit of that too. Of course, I can always rely on stress.
I had no idea you were running. I remember when we used to be lowlifes and had no jobs and just did whatever we want every day. We used to like go to the soccer field and
Yep.
pretend to run by kicking a soccer ball around, and about 20 minutes go by and it's like, let's go get some chicken wings.
Mhm.
But to picture you to just go out, start running, just I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't do it super regular these days because I balance it between that and skateboarding. I
Yeah.
need to up the ante and do it a little bit more.
You also live on like the top of a mountain, so it's like
Yeah,
a
so
straight
Yeah.
40-degree angle at one point.
yeah, I've got some serious resistance when I run compared to when I was running in Florida. That's for sure.
You get a nice little booty going or something like that. Nice little ass show.
Dude, I got the
What?
Kruger genes. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I mean, if anything, my calf and thighs are getting better, but
Yes. Well, I had a busy as hell weekend. I actually called out of work yesterday. I woke up and I was like, "Fuck this."
What's that like?
Had people had what?
What's calling out of work like?
Calling out of work?
Yeah, that sounds cool.
You never done it before?
I mean, I've done it before, but I don't
Highly
think I've done it in at least 3 or 4 years. And that was
highly recommend it.
yeah, I think the last time I did was at the very very start of the pandemic, or like the whisperings of COVID, and I was like, I don't know, I don't want to be like a jerk. And so I just called out one day and then went back to work when I tested negative.
Honestly, I had nothing to do at work yesterday anyways. I was just all my job sites were down for the day, so I was like, you know what, I'm done. Y'all ever call out of work and like be like completely lazy, and then like from like 10 to like 1 o'clock, it's like, hell yeah, this is nice. And then after 1 o'clock, it's like, well shit, it's about the time I get home from work soon anyway, so it almost feels like the day was wasted.
yes.
Y'all get what I'm saying?
I mean,
That hit me heavy yesterday. But no, it was a busy weekend. Went to the coast, watched sunset, drank some wine, had a fire, and then Sunday we what?
A busy weekend, and I just
What?
had a romantic evening on the beach. Like, what?
Oh, it wasn't. I mean, I was chasing my dog for 3 hours before sunset, and then it's an hour and a half drive there and back, so it was busy. It was busy, but y'all ever heard of the app Swimly? You can like rent people's pools like it's Uber, and we did that on Sunday. It was like awkward, but like so nice at the same damn time.
What the heck?
Rent a pool.
Yeah, we rented this person's pool and we were there for like 3 hours, and I got a little sunburn. It was kind of nice. The Floridian in me was happy.
So were they home when you did it or no?
The lady was home, and she was such like a she was an empty nester, so she like wanted to talk to us for like a half hour. I'm like, ma'am, you are charging me for you to blabber. But
You
yeah,
guys,
and then we broke like some inflatable toys.
do you guys not have
Pretty sure we're
rivers or lakes?
We do, but when it's as hot as it is, like everyone and their mother goes to these lakes, and it's not a good time.
Oh, true.
Like all the areas you can go swimming in, like easy to get to. I mean, we could have gone hiking for 2 miles to get to some spots that are low key, but it was also 100+ degrees out. So
Yeah, Portland summers can be really brutal, and the area in general around there has such a higher population than anywhere around here. I can imagine any swimming holes would be like,
dude, anytime the weather is nice out here, people are outside. You could go to the mall and it's completely empty because everyone's just like, F this, we can finally go outside.
yeah.
But other than that, got a tattoo, lived my best life. It was a good weekend. I'm
Nice.
ready for this weekend to come and
Jelly.
have to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I finally put a test roll through that new camera that I talked about 2 episodes
Oh, the film
ago.
camera?
The film
Get
camera.
your fridge ready.
Yeah, I put a test roll through it. I haven't sent it off yet, but I did that.
Hell yeah, brother.
So there you go.
And that's why you come to the Bored Till Death podcast, to be extremely
I'm about
bored.
to say to just to get that full sense of boredom. Yeah, because I mean, I literally just been working, and then the new season of Apex came out, so I've been doing that, and it's a simple life I lead.
My damn controller finally took a dump on me, so I'm not even playing any games right now.
It's for the best.
Sad.
It's for the best.
I don't know, because it's really making me want to spend the more money to get a PS5. It's like, why do I want to spend $60 on a controller?
I find myself getting more out of. I just simply don't care about video games anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I got Stray, got real hyped into it, took like 4 days off. I don't have the draw to go back.
You ran around. You
I
did all
ran
your cat
around for the
desires
first
in a few
level,
days?
got my fix, and I was like, I'm a freaking cat, and then
Yeah.
ranted about it, and then never.
So you didn't finish it?
No, I didn't finish it because I mean, you got work, you got hobbies, you got marriage. It's
Speaking of marriage, your wife DM'd me the other day. This sounds terrible, but it's not how it sounds. Your wife, Ben.
Same, actually.
Oh, she sent it to you too?
Yeah, was it her reaction to how much Ben has spent?
Yeah,
on
she
Warhammer?
called you out and said you were a liar, and it is way more than
Yeah.
that.
She sent me a photo of her face like twisted in an existential crisis looking kind of face, and she's like, yeah, Ben has spent way more than 5K on
If
Warhammer.
y'all didn't listen to last week's episode, we were discussing our how much we spend on our hobbies and our whatever you want to call it. And Ben, what was it, 10 to 12,000? You called
no,
it?
I was like,
spent
I was like
$2,000
5
in the
to
last
8.
3 months.
No, in the last 2 months, it's been about like $2,000 because there's still a lot of stuff's been coming out.
According to your wife, she called you out and said it was way more than that.
I mean, to be fair, like she'll come home and there's just like a plastic bag from the store sitting there, and it used to be like, "What'd you get?" And now it's more of like, "Ooh, what'd you get?" And I'm like, "Okay, at least I've like turned it to where it's a little bit more exciting for all parties involved."
Understandable. Yep.
So no, it's
That's always good.
it has not. I don't know. It could be $10,000. I actually am like feeling the need to do a full inventory of what I have.
I want to see it. I want it priced out.
And actually, now that you mention it, I didn't estimate a price, if I remember right, on how much I've spent on camera gear and like camera related stuff last week, but I'm pretty sure it was more than whatever I was thinking, because I completely forgot that I also shoot film, and while the film cameras also cost money, the film itself costs money, and development and scanning. And I just got a new film camera, and I'm looking to create an entirely new body of work with it. So that price is about to shoot up.
I think we all had those moments. After I listened to the episode, and I started thinking, I was like, man, I only said like 25, 30K for gambling. And it like dawned on me. I was like, that number was way too low. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 40 to 50 the last 10 years or so. And then that's when I started having a panic attack over at work. But,
well, that's I'm glad you said that first, because the gambling thing made me laugh. But then I just recently got into Magic the Gathering. So I have a buddy at work that's like, hey, you're a nerd. You play this? And I was like, no, but hey, why not? I'll go buy a few cards. We can learn how to play the game. And last time I went into the store, I was like, you know what? Give me like 5 or 6 extra boosters or whatever. Because apparently there's like this whole underground black market of selling Magic cards. And another buddy of mine has like, I think he was telling me he had like $1,000 deck, like little play group. And I was like, how are you? And so I have found myself opening the cards, going on the website, and like, ooh, how much is this worth? How much is this worth? How much is this worth? And yeah, it's my form of gambling.
Is it like the same thing? The Pokemon cards would probably cost more.
Yeah.
Like pull that $100,000 Charizard, prestige, whatever you want to call it. It's the same aspect, right?
Same aspect. I feel like Magic the Gathering is more lucrative in the sense of monetarily speaking, because I don't know, Pokemon's cool maybe, because everyone plays the Switch, the game, like all the games, and like the nostalgia.
It's more mainstream.
Yeah, like so it's more of like, ooh, I want that shiny card. Like, are you actually playing the game, or are you just collecting this random card? Like Magic, like people buy the cards to build their decks. So if there's like a really good card, it's like, ooh, I need that in my deck. Bam, price goes up. You can sell it for like $50. But no, and of course there's a Warhammer Magic the Gathering crossover coming out in October.
Oh God, it's the perfect storm for Ben's wallet.
So it begins.
I'll be buried in just classic and cards.
You let me know if you find an advantage in making money over there, and I'll join you.
Oh God, like Ben, like Taylor needs another vice over there.
I feel like, now this sounds terrible saying, but I feel like real gambling is better because it's like, oh, you take a loss or oop, you get a win. Like unless you actually
At
play the
least when
game,
you're
I don't think it's really that lucrative. Like because you kind of benefit.
You heard it here
Yeah.
first, everyone. Ben says go out and gamble. It's better than Magic the
Well,
Gathering.
Yeah, at least with sports gambling, I can make some sense of what I'm betting on. Like, this guy's good against this guy, blah 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 blah. That you're just like randomly opening packs, praying to God that there's a good card in there to make some money off of.
yeah, and that's why I was saying like it's more beneficial if you actually play the game because then you have actual cards to use. I wouldn't do it if you don't play it. But anyways,
Did you guys happen to see the story that's been going around about the photographer on TikTok?
No,
That's really vague.
I'm about to say
but
which one.
I try to stay off TikTok as much as possible, but I always get sent videos. I refuse to join it, but I know I'm gonna get sucked into it.
Oh my god, I'm trying to think of how to describe how it made me feel. All I could think about was Florida when I heard
Florida
it,
man.
and I don't know. There was a couple in Tennessee that hired a photographer for an engagement photo session, and the photographer made a TikTok about it, and I guess it's getting really mixed replies and stuff all over the place because the couple wanted Italian vibes, like Tuscany vibes for their photo session. So they went and did a photo shoot on the sidewalks and flower beds of Olive Garden.
I'm sorry. I didn't know where you were going with it, but Olive Garden was not there.
These guys actually went and got an engagement photo session done at Olive Garden.
Yeah. Were there breadsticks involved?
There weren't. Sadly. I feel like if you're gonna do that, you gotta lean in. I know you gotta lean into it. You gotta be like gorging yourself with like Alfredo or something like that, or I don't know, do something. But yeah, she had the photos from the shoot in the TikTok.
You said the sidewalk. Were they inside? Did they go inside the Olive Garden and take photos? Because sometimes they got backdrops.
No,
Italy inspired and stuff. That'd been hilarious.
No, that would have been hilarious. Like, okay, it'd be funny if they arrived and the photographer is just like, all right, how about this? It kind of looks like this like Tuscan like terrace or whatever. You guys get under it. I'll take a few shots. Oh, that looks great. Let's go over here. And they just gradually making their way to the door. And then all of a sudden they're inside and they're like, can we get a picture in front of this framed picture of the countryside? And she's like, I would kind of thought we'd be outside. And we're like, no, we really like this picture. Dude, it's got all the Italian
here
vibes.
For it.
They just like her posing in front of
this whole renaissance of like the JCPenney trashy couples photos, like all day. Let's bring on.
I almost was gonna be a part of one. Jade is heading to Atlanta this year, little family reunion in a couple months, and apparently their grandma signed him up for that, and she is not looking forward to it. I told her like we need to do some Christmas ones when she gets back. Try to bring Jackson.
I was gonna say you got to tell her to buy a sweater specifically for the trip.
We've talked about doing it, but it's more so like I don't really want to drive an hour to find a JCPenney's. I don't think we have anything around here. But
does Walmart still do them? I don't think I've seen that. I haven't seen that.
Don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, that's where Mom used to take us.
They might do it. Some of them I think still have the little shops in the front that you can go in and take photos. But I think it's kind of few and far between. They don't do that.
They got the multiple backdrops. I just remember one year it was like Santa looking through the window, looking right at us, and have to be like the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. He's like, "What y'all doing in there?" Yeah, I just remember being all fancy, dressing up, going to Fort Pierce Walmart out in the boons, take some Christmas photos, and just like everyone's looking at you. You got to wait out front too, and everything outside where everyone's checking out, and it's not a good time, but I don't know why. I would love to do it now.
It was always JCPenney's for us, and it's kind of the same thing. I think it'd be hilarious to do it now, but when I was a kid, I was like, this is the worst possible use of a Saturday night that I can think of.
I don't know. I just saw the photos, and I saw the caption that came with it. I don't know how old they are. I don't know what the validity is for it, but the caption was Poland celebrating or acting like Americans or something. And it was like this
there's
big
a party.
You saw those? Yeah. So y'all okay.
Yes.
I just saw those today actually for the first time. I don't know how old it is. But yeah, they were all like acting like rednecks and dressed in camo and drinking I think they put like fake labels on beers saying like freedom beer and shit.
I will
was
say
like,
I would have given them an extra 10 points if they had like a group of 5 of them all wearing blue jeans and white button downs like that. I don't know if that's like a Florida thing. But do you ever walk into like people's houses?
oh, the button downs
Yeah,
on
like
the beach.
everyone's on the beach wearing the same exact outfit, and it just looked like a
Mhm.
cult instead of a family.
Yes.
It always made me uncomfortable because there was
Yeah.
always like that like giant like 4x6 portrait above the couch of all of them, and they're all just like
Yep.
smiling at you. Yeah,
They're all in
it was
solid
just-
white
my
and stuff. Yeah, every time you see a family of those people like out in public or in like one of the parks and stuff, you're like, okay, it could be a family, you know, taking pictures, or there's a 40% chance these guys are Klan members. Or
I mean, yeah, in Florida, yeah, that's a fair percentage.
Oh my god, Andrew, you've taken family photos for me before, and you know the chaos that ensues. My mom was
no, it's
my
hilarious.
mom was the white shirt, jeans, no shoes. You forgot the no shoes. You gotta have no shoes on.
Yes.
And it's just absolute chaos. And then on my dad's side of the family, I remember we did photos one year, and like we had like my dad, my aunt, and an uncle. Like they all have their own families, and we all came together. And my stepmom made us all, like my dad's family, wear all black shirts, and then everyone else is like in tank tops and everything. And we have a big group photo. It's just, I was like, who organized this? It looked absolutely terrible. I don't know what parents think are good photos growing up, but they are definitely not it. Well, amid of all the chaos this weekend, I actually was able to watch a little documentary when I was had some downtime. It's a new one on Netflix called Trainwreck, Woodstock '99. Did y'all see that?
I am
No, I haven't heard of it.
strictly opposed to documentaries, so I will let you take this.
What do you have against documentaries?
I mean,
Ben's against an educational film.
it's what, like 3 parts, probably an hour a piece. That's 3 hours of my life watching something when I can digest that in about a 30-second skim read.
Oh God.
Yeah.
They were a happy family, and then they weren't.
Oh no.
No more. Oh, God. But anyways, it was about I know. I'm pretty sure we all know Woodstock '99 and the chaos that ensued from it. It was pretty dope. It was 3 episodes for the.
What?
Everybody familiar with the chaos? That was dope.
Hey guys, remember
No.
that event from when we were like 6 years old? Yeah, dude. It was chaotic, crazy. It's pretty sick, dude.
I was saying it was pretty dope to the documentary, but I guess I've said it wrong. I am sorry. Anyways, 3 days, and each episode went from like each day in the day events, and it actually did like almost hour by hour of like the chaos that ensued. I'm mainly bringing it up like, all right, it's 1999. You know, the music of the time was new metal. You know, that was the heavy stuff back then, and the headliners for the show were like Korn and stuff. I'm not we're not fans really, whatever. But you can admit at least some of the riffs. And
I'm sorry.
Say
Who
it.
is we?
Are you saying you are a Korn fan?
I mean,
Bro, you tell me that riff like boom boom bam boom bam like fuck it's just, dude, Korn slaps just a little too good. It's not something
The band and the vegetable.
talking about some guy like scatting like like when you're in your formative years.
I know some of the bands that you listen to, and they are straight influences of the same riffs that those assholes played back in the 90s. I don't want to hear it. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
And what's wrong with that?
Exactly.
Don't even get me started on Limp Bizkit.
Well, they were the second day, and they were the chaos.
Oh my God, Limp Bizkit. It's such a funny meme, and they're such a ridiculous band. But going back and listening to them, they actually shred hard.
Thank you.
It's great.
They do. It's good.
I feel like
Did the podcast pause?
just cut that. My head just went womp.
I am keeping that.
Just brain completely stopped.
All right. Anyways, all I was saying is they showed the Korn set and the absolute chaos that ensued from that. I swear to God, it's 250,000 people, and that's in this the audience. And even the singer was talking about, he's like, I've done a lot of drugs in my life. There has never been any drug that got me more higher than the sensation of controlling that crowd. And they showed a live state, like from his point of view, shot of the crowd. Like, I swear to God, it was like a half mile back, and it was just a wave going up and down. And it just like made me like, I was watching, I was like, that would be absolutely amazing to be a part of that and play that.
Can you imagine being on that stage and playing your songs, and that's what's going on in front of your eyes?
As long as it's like easy stuff to play. I don't know if I can play technical stuff in front of those people. I'll be up there like, but luckily all their stuff was very breakdowny, open chord stuff. But he's talking about how they just took budget cuts and how there was like no security, and it was 110 degrees with no water options. And
yeah, you say you want to be a part of that. Like, I was like, hold on, do you understand what Woodstock is? And have you been in a crowd lately? Like,
I don't want to be. I wouldn't want to have been at the show. I would have been loved to playing at the show.
Playing the show.
It. Okay, yeah. I was like, to watch that, to be in that crowd. I was in a room of like 50 people the other night for a show, and I was like, I need to leave.
Imagine going to Warped Tour 3 days in a row and you camp there. That sounds absolutely terrible in the middle of Florida summer. Yeah. That's what it was.
Cornerstone. All right. Here's for the OG Cornerstone Fest, Furnace Fest, which is brought back. Like, I have done that. It's great.
I never got to experience Cornerstone. I always wanted to.
I don't know how people do festivals and stuff. I mean, I like camping, but I hate people enough to not want to be around them that long in an environment like that.
Halloween was the only festival that I actually like enjoyed.
Which one was that?
But also Halloween. That's like some random.
Were you even cognitive? Were you even like aware of what was happening?
Was that your Russian days?
I don't think you were.
No, I was pretty.
I don't think you were.
I was pretty cognitive. No, dude.
Ben had an Adidas tracksuit days where he squatted a lot. We called it Russian days.
That was my Russian phase. I mean, that still goes. No, I was pretty cognitive. I mean, I was 3 days in the woods camping with a bunch of EDM and jam bands, and I was like, you know what? I've got the weekend off.
See, that sounds absolutely terrible.
I think you were cognitive in some other realms, maybe.
All I have to say was that was probably one of the best weekends of my life.
But yeah, Trainwreck Woodstock '99. I highly recommend if you're into documentaries. Unlike Ben over here, it's a hell of a watch. Don't watch around. If you have children, don't watch it when they're around. Trust me, you don't want to.
You see a lot of them, sure.
Oh, they don't censor anything, and apparently, Flea, the bassist from Red Hot Chili Peppers, played on stage butt naked.
Okay,
I'm here for it.
The last night, Red Hot Chili Peppers was the last band to play, and that's when it's day 3. I think like 100,000 people left, but there's still 150,000, and it's like the hardcore people, like they're just there to get effed up and party and stuff. They handed out candles for Red Hot Chili Peppers for like one of their slow songs or whatever, and everyone's like, that is a terrible idea. Do not do this.
Oh.
And apparently that started bonfires everywhere in the back, and that's when the craziness ensued. They took Red Hot Chili Peppers off stage, and they were like, guys, y'all can calm this down. Let's help them calm down. They're like, okay, we got it. And they went outside. They went back on stage and started playing a Jimi Hendrix cover. I forget the name of the song, but as the fire song. What the hell is it called? Start the Fire Up or something. And it just made it go even crazier. I was like, that's such a dick move, but I love it. They didn't give a shit. They got paid. They left. They had fun. But Flea's just up there naked, schlong flying everywhere. I'm like, oh, this is great. This is here for it, I guess. But anyways, that was fun. Highly recommend. A good docu, Ben.
Yeah, you
can put it on while you can put it on while doing your little paints.
Nah. I only. I hate that I keep like all I have to talk about is, hey guys, you want to hear about my miniature painting? No, when I paint, all I listen to is other like Warhammer hobbyists or like watch battle reports or watch like.
Oh, you mean like lore videos?
Yeah, and stuff like that? Yeah, more Warhammer is playing in the background. No. I mean, speaking of watching, I actually did take like a second yesterday to actually watch a movie. I don't do that a lot. No, the new Prey movie.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna watch that. Yeah, I can't wait.
As you guys know, but maybe not everyone knows, I am highly critical But I thoroughly
You
enjoyed
don't say.
myself. Yeah, judgy. No, it was good. I mean, I had some qualms with like the art direction of the Predator, just because I'm a nerd. Predator itself had like the mandibles were a little different, and nothing wrong.
I mean,
Like it was literally just like surface level stuff like that didn't affect the movie. It was just stuff
Are you
I
talking
went
about like
back
his
and like,
design?
yeah, his design. Yeah, so like so the Predator has like those like 4 little mandibles, like the
Yeah.
elites from Halo. It's like
Yeah.
word, word, word. Yeah. So, but it was good. Anyway, it was good though. No, I enjoyed it. It was pretty fresh. Like, I'm glad. So I was about to say this might go into another topic, but I'm gonna keep it very light.
Let's hear it.
But the uh, what's the word for it? Representation. There we go. The representation was done beautifully.
Yeah.
Like most of it was done by native of so if you don't know, it's like 1719 in the plains, and
Yeah.
it's
Native.
casted like natives,
Yeah.
or like some kind of native heritage, and I was like, that's awesome, like do
You
this
don't see it.
more. But
Yeah.
it wasn't like pushed down your throat, I guess. Like it wasn't made an agenda, it was just done like, hey, this is the story,
Which I
enjoy.
love. I appreciate
Yeah.
that so much.
It
I
just-
want to
yeah,
hear
and,
the
like-
stories of other characters, but I hate when it's like, take it. Yeah, you gotta.
You're saying
yeah,
it was
yeah.
it was organically done.
Yeah, like she has so it's like it's a girl and her older brother, and they kind of like in their conversations discuss like, you know, the older brother just becomes the war chief, and he's like, hey, yeah, like I'm the man, go back home and farm with the other ladies, and she's all
Yeah.
like, I've got to prove myself, which, you know, it's the movie, so obviously she kind of does. But it didn't pull me out of the story, which is, I think, my biggest issue with a lot of that. It's like, I'm
That's
here
cool.
for representation, and I encourage it and want to see more like diverse. Like, I don't want to see another Chris, like another white Chris being a Superman. Like, nothing against them, but I'm over
Chris Cult of Hollywood.
it. Yeah,
In
Chris.
reference to the 20 Chris's in Marvel.
Yeah. So, but you
Uh-huh.
know, if they're doing it good,
Well, yeah, I mean, it definitely is important because, I mean, dude, you remember what it was like when Black Panther came out? I mean, that was like a phenomenon.
Oh, that was huge.
Because you had all these kids in Africa that were all dressed up in outfits and like face paint and stuff, and they were all like, there was videos of them quoting their favorite lines from the movie and reenacting scenes and stuff. I mean, those kids were ecstatic to see themselves or people that looked like them up on the screen front and center as the main characters and the main culture that was inspired by theirs and all that stuff. And as someone who isn't a part of that culture and stuff like that, it was super awesome to see. It was exciting. It was cool.
Exactly. You love to see
So
it.
it's definitely important, but like you said, it's got to be done organically for sure.
Yeah, so I give it like an 8.5 out of 10. Like the cinematography, soundtrack, the soundtrack honestly slaps. The cinematography is really nice, but you know, it's definitely probably one of my favorite Predator movies. Probably is, except for like, you know, Predator 2.
You like Predator 2 over Predator 1, huh?
Dude, Predator 2 is the campiest thing I've ever seen.
So that's why. Okay.
It's nonstop balls to the walls action, and it's got Bill Paxton in it, so that kind of already gives it like an extra point. And it screams late 80s, early 90s, like Blade Runner era. Like RoboCop, when everything was like super futuristic, but also like not. And I love that stuff. So yeah, Predator 2, Prey, and then Predator 1.
I'm not saying it's my favorite, but something about Alien versus Predator, just that movie is just nostalgic growing up.
Oh yeah, it is for sure.
It's so bad that I watched it 30 times.
So speaking of Predator, you see the new headlines about Ezra Miller?
Ben, you hear it too, right?
Because he's a predator.
I got that. I just
Yes, I was trying to pause because it feels like Andrew's like cutting in and out.
Yep,
And
me too.
it just emphasizes because he's a predator. It's like no, but yes, but no.
On our end, Andrew, you keep cutting in and out, and we keep asking questions about that, and you're like, "He's a predator. He's a predator." I think it's fine because it happens before, and I've never heard it cut out for the recordings, but it's just the internet issue. But no, Andrew.
No, okay, so I don't actually know a whole lot of the details on this, but all I know is that on top of the mountain of stuff that he's already gotten in trouble for, today alone I saw 2 new headlines about him where apparently he's being charged
Assault or
for
robbery.
felony burglary in Vermont, and he's also being accused of grooming minors and leading a cult in Iceland.
This guy wants to be. He's like the opposite of whatever Jared Leto is. Just weird.
Opposite or parallel?
No, well, Jared Leto isn't, assaulting people apparently and stuff out there.
If you want to talk about what we heard,
and it's so crazy because like Warner Brothers, I don't know if it's the CEO or if he's just the guy that's the head of all the DC projects they're doing, but he came out with a statement basically saying, "Oh yeah, we've seen The Flash, we've also seen Black Adam and Shazam 2, basically all the movies that they made a big deal of at Comic-Con." And he said, "Oh, we believe in these movies. They're great movies. They're going to do well. We're proud of them, blah, blah, blah." That was it. But then meanwhile, the same company's like, "Yeah, you know that Batgirl movie that we already filmed and spent all this money on and announced and blah, blah, blah. And it was a big deal casting wise. We're just not going to put that out." It's like they're embarrassed about their Batgirl movie.
No, granted.
But they're so desperate to get this stupid Flash movie out, regardless of the shenanigans that Ezra Miller keeps finding himself in.
Granted, I wasn't looking forward to that Batgirl movie at all. It looked like it was probably going to be absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But no, I heard that. It's almost like DC or Warner Brothers is laughable right now from when they. I don't know if everyone heard, but they canceled the Batwoman movie when it was in post-production. Like they did everything. They filled $90 million down the drain. And they also did it with the new Scooby-Doo movie too. It was like about ready to come out. They are so desperate to get this Flash movie out. And I think they want to get it out, reset the DC timeline. And like, okay, Ezra, bye. They're gonna like kill him in CGI at the end of the movie. He's gonna be sitting there watching the movie and like, wait, I died? What the hell?
Yep.
I don't remember this.
Hold on, you're telling me there's a new Scooby-Doo movie?
Oh, it's a new Scoob movie. Did you see that last one that I hated so much?
No, I thought it was like a live action one. Like
no live action. It's a sequel to the Scoob movie.
No,
I hated that. Whatever. But yeah, they got new management over there. Discovery bought them out, and they're just canceling all these things left and right. I feel like it looks terrible right now, but I'm hoping they find their trajectory. Like I hope they had to do all this to start fresh. It just looks bad right now, but we're gonna be.
I feel like
we might be happy.
That conversation 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna find traction. I feel like it's just gonna have a hard reset.
We had this conversation 5 years ago when they got they got away with the Snyder universe, and we all love the Snyder. Well, I love the Snyder universe. I know y'all semi fans of it.
Again, who is we?
I just said I am, and you are a big fan of Batfleck.
Oh yeah, no, Batfleck carries that whole Snyder thing.
Well, without Snyder, you don't get Batfleck, so.
Okay, well, fair.
Hey everyone, it's Taylor, and on behalf of us here at the Bored Till Death podcast, I'd like to personally thank everyone that left us a rate and review on our Apple Podcast page. As promised, we're selecting a winner today for 2 movie tickets. If you're not today's winner, don't sweat it. We're going to have many more contests in the future. But for today, though, drum roll please. Today's winner is Amy the Great. We appreciate you so much for going out of the way to help us out. Please message us on our Instagram to claim your prize. And to everyone else who's listened, liked, commented, and shared our podcast, your chance at more prizes are just around the corner. Now back to the show.
there's a war coming. Yes, we already had one. This is war number 2. Because there's always another one. There's another war coming.
From the studios that brought you Touched by a Stranger, Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Grab the manana.
Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, Will Smith, Shakira, Nicki Minaj, Zac Efron, the uncle from Breaking Bad, Jennifer Lopez, Pee Wee Herman,
Well, I have the bananas now.
Derek Jeter, the guy who plays Sheldon on Big Bang Theory, and Tom Hardy doing his Bane voice. The Age of Destruction 3, Origins to the Origin Story.
You merely adopted the banana. I was molded by it, shaped by it. You didn't know fruit until you were only a man.
America, I am severely disappointed in you. Over the weekend, we ran a poll on the Bored Till Death Instagram page. A bunch of people saw it. A bunch of people voted. So it's a good stat. We asked a hard-hitting question. Does ketchup belong on a hot dog? And all three of us, I saw the answers. We all said no.
Yeah, absolutely
Ben
not.
and I, hell no. Ketchup, and I believe it was 80% people said yes. I don't understand that.
Sad.
At all. Like, it's just, I have no words. Andrew, what the hell? Andrew, how you feeling? Sad.
That wasn't very cash money of you.
Dude, ketchup, no, not at all. Not at all, dude.
Absolutely. Like, I really don't like ketchup, period. Mustard is the superior condiment, but Jesus Christ, people. Hot dog?
Like, ketchup in general is kind of gross. It's just like sugar tomato sauce.
Exactly.
It's just,
Who holds a glizzy in their hand and it's like, ooh, let's put some ketchup on this bitch? I just don't get it. It was like 80% people said yes to it. I think it was like 50 votes. So you were all
We had a
wrong
couple
out
no's.
there.
We had a
All
couple
you
hell
need
no's, and it was a whole lot of yes.
It's just wrong. I got into the argument with the people I was hanging out with this weekend, and of course they were all ketchup people too. So I just had to ask. But all you need on a good hot dog, a good glizzy, a little bit of mayo, some raw onion, yellow mustard.
I wonder. That's
about y'all.
interesting. I don't hear often that people enjoy mayo on a hot dog.
I'm not saying glob it on. I'm talking about like the lightest of layers. Just the lightest of layers.
also, no. What?
What? Hold up. No, hold up. Ben seems like he's fighting the mayo talk.
Mayo is great on everything except for a freaking hot dog. It's either mustard.
No.
It's either
Have you
mustard,
ever had one?
kimchi, or chili. That's it. That's it.
Well, we're getting fancy with the kimchi. I like it, but I'm talking just straight up. All right. I'll be with you. If mustard, mayo is an extra add-on, I'll give you that one. All I need is some mustard and raw onion, and I'm good. That's all I
Now,
need.
somebody replied to that, and was like, basically, if you prefer a plain hot dog, rather like basically if you eat your hot dog dry as instead of ketchup, you were dropped on your head.
You're gonna raw dog your hot dog?
If you raw dog the hot dog, you were dropped on your head is what they said. So my question is, like, will you use ketchup as a substitute if there's nothing else, or will you just go dry?
Oh no,
Okay.
I would go in dry.
Yeah, no. If there's only ketchup, raw dog and all day.
Absolutely.
Just the sound of ketchup kind of grosses me out.
Ben, do you like it like on
And,
burgers or anything like that, or no? Pretty much nothing.
No, not really. Like on my burgers, it's like mayo and mustard. If I'm just doing sauces, yeah, dude. Honestly, my burgers are like meat and cheese. That's it. I don't.
If I make a burger at home, it's always the meat, A little bit of mayo, a little bit of mustard, salt, pepper, call it a day.
Yeah.
Occasionally a pickle if I have like
Mixing
a good one.
mixing mayo and yellow mustard is a magical thing. It goes very well together.
It really is. It really is. It really is. God, I really want Glizzy tonight. That sounded terrible. Anyways, I just wanted to bring that up. You were all wrong out there. I don't care if
You're all
fans.
wrong.
I will die on this hill.
Each of us has picked a hill
Oh,
to die
shoot.
on. I can't remember what Ben's was. I think he was like in episode 2. You said so. Oh, Ben's hill that he's dying on is Batfleck. Apparently, my hill is that MGK is trash, and your hill, Taylor, is apparently no ketchup, on, a hot dog.
Whatever. Let's change focus. Andrew, jam of the week us.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this week's jam of the week. Y'all ever heard of a band called Origami Button by any chance? You heard me.
Sorry.
You heard me. Origami Button.
No.
The album of the week is actually an EP. It's by a band called Origami Button, and the EP is called No Parking.
Okay.
Anyways, we're keeping the Chicago theme running from last week. They're also from Chicago, like Knucklepuck. On Apple Music, they're listed as alternative and indie, but they describe themselves as math rock for people who don't like math rock.
Okay.
I guess they joke about that.
We're math rock, but you don't like
they
math
joke
rock.
about that, like, because it's kind of surface level math rock. It's not like super mathy. This is all very technical, and people are probably like, what the hell is math rock? But anyways,
math rock is very technical.
Yeah, and like choppy and weird time signatures and stuff. They often get kind of grouped in with bands like Dance Gavin Dance and Hail the Sun.
I'm about to say, this sounds very Swancore to me.
Yeah, it's very much up that alley, but maybe a little more chill and laid back. It's not as like wild as like say Dance Gavin Dance would be. They're kind of more chill. Yeah, no, I like them a lot. They're really chill, but the guitars are all very technical and the music is just really good. Standout songs from it for me are Transient and Peach. And Feel is like, I don't know, actually. I was about to rate it on like my top whatever songs. I don't actually know where I would put it. So I'm just going to say it's a really good song.
What was the name again?
Origami Button. The EP is called No Parking.
Sure, I'll check it out. Hell yeah.
Taylor, after the story that you told me about A Pill for Loneliness, that album from City and Color, I feel like if you did the same thing and listened to this EP, you'd have a good time.
Oh, you talk about when I accidentally got way too high and I listened to that album and
you like space. Left our plane of existence.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like that would happen if you listened to this too.
Want to break from the ads?
You ever see that video? People just get lifted to the. You want to break from the ads?
I'm coming home. Kind of off topic, but there's always I know they're a bigger band. I never heard of them until I lived out here in Portland, but I always see these stickers on this car. And it's a band sticker. I swear to God, I see like every day. It's like this mutated man, half crocodile looking figure. I guess it's like the thing from the band. And they're an Australian band called King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
God,
every time I
cannot.
I've never heard of them until I was out here before. But
you know them, Ben?
I don't know them, but like literally anybody in Asheville will talk about it if you say it. It's one of the anyways. It's not a bad thing.
I feel like it's the same thing in Portland.
Yeah, it's just like not a fan.
I just really enjoy saying the name.
The name is great. The name is top tier.
It's a great name.
It's very jam bandy, like very. Speaking of Woodstocky.
Okay,
like you would definitely see them.
I could see why it would be big in Nashville and Portland then.
Yeah.
That's a good name, though. Sure. Actually, I don't know if you guys remember. Okay, first off, shout out our friend Colin. He made.
Yes,
we actually collabed on him. On him, we collabed with him.
Whoa! Clip that. Sorry, I got loud there.
When we were starting to get ready to put out the podcast, we approached him because he's a really good musician. He's a really good guitarist from back in the day when we were in and out of bands in our teenage years. And he threw together, he threw together our intro and outro songs, and he's super good.
Every time I've heard the podcast come out, and I like to listen to it, obviously, to try to learn from it. I always like, damn, I forgot to shout out Colin. I've been meaning to do it since the first episode and like thank him for helping us out, because I swear to God, we DM'd him and he had it back to us like the next day. He's like, hey, check this out. I'm like, oh, it's like, okay, that's literally great.
Yeah, if everyone wants to go check him out, his Instagram handle is trill_Collins_. Like Phil. Yeah,
cool,
but
dude.
anyways, I remember back in the day when I was like first getting into playing in local bands. If I remember right, I'm almost 100% sure that he was the guitarist. He was in a band called Johnny Waffles and the Breakfast Brigade.
I remember that. Yes, I remember that band.
And they were wild. They were great.
Hell yeah. Oh, back in the old days.
That kind of ties into one of the leftover questions that we have from last week's segment.
Oh, yes, I forgot about those. Those were a banger last week.
If you guys want to tackle this question, one of them, I think it's a pretty good one. How do we know each other? How did we meet?
Andrew and I have a very different story on how we met each other, because I don't remember the first time I met him. Andrew, why don't you go ahead and say that? I'll start by I used to hang out with this person that lived across the street from him. That's all I remember.
And actually, I'll go back even before that.
Oh yeah, y'all met before.
Yeah, I met Ben first. I met him through my buddy Tyler, who ended up becoming the vocalist of the main band that we were in. But before we were in a band together, he was in a band with Ben called Facing Giants, and I went over there a couple times for like practices and ended up making friends with all those guys, and Ben was the bassist.
Yeah, you were just kind of there loitering, drinking.
Yep.
Our friend Yoo-hoos.
Yeah, you guys used to practice at Schmidt's house. Schmidt was the guitarist for Facing Giants, and he had literally the coolest room ever. That was your guys' practice space, but I had nothing to do there.
I feel like I've heard about that room.
Yeah, it's yeah. But I used to sit behind. He had a little dividing wall in his room. All the instruments were on one side, and then every normal room stuff were on the other side. Except he had a mini fridge with sodas and Yoo-hoos and stuff. And he hated when people touched his Yoo-hoos, and I feel bad about it now. But I used to sit behind that dividing wall on the ground and hide while they were playing songs, and just absolutely destroy those Yoo-hoos. And he knew, because he got mad at me, which he should have. That was warranted. But I used to absolutely crush those Yoo-hoos, and I didn't care if they were warm or cold or anything. They just...
He's gonna be listening to this, like just laying down in his bed, and just like suddenly rise up, and everything's gonna click for this like 15-year-old question of like, who's been drinking my Yoo-hoos?
That's where they went.
He's gonna send you a Venmo request for like $30.
Yeah. No, he was great.
I understand though. Yoo-hoo was.
I haven't talked to him in a long time, but he was awesome. Yeah, no, he's gonna sit up in his bed or something, listen to this, and be like, "Vroom, water break from the ads." Something's gonna click there.
You know what's funny is Schmidt has something to do with Ben and I kind of meeting for the first time.
Oh, really?
We're not Ben. I don't remember the first time you and I actually officially met. I just remember you and I going to the midnight release of Thor with the digital donation. Because Schmidt worked there.
He worked on that,
and I don't remember why I went with you. Like, I don't remember the conversation that led with it or anything. I just remember like we meeting at, I think, at a show one time.
Yeah, no, I remember going to a movie, and that's it. I that movie did not click for me when I saw it, and I did not care for it, and I was like, well, that was a time, and so I don't know. I feel like I met Taylor just through passing everywhere, and then you guys
pretty
became
much
friends.
You were always at the shows.
Yeah, we're all at the same shows. We're all like fighting in the McDonald's parking lots.
Yes.
And Wednesday night after Morningside, let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I knew Taylor, and then I didn't even know Andrew. I didn't even know you until, gosh, my 20s.
I don't even.
We're always like close to. We were like acquaintances.
Yeah, we weren't like friends.
No. I joined Below the Broken at like 19.
Okay.
I know I was 19 when I joined BOTB.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense because. Okay, so that's weird. So you met Ben, and I met Ben. We both met Ben separately, and then we met each other. That's funky. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we all didn't know. Like, it wasn't a group thing here.
Port St. Lucie crew. I mean, it was a whole bunch of kids going to shows and everything, and everybody kind of at least knew of each other if they didn't know each other. I knew of Taylor, and eventually I met him, but me meeting him is a different story than his story of meeting me.
I used to hang out with a girl named Alyssa across
Yep.
the street from you. And like it was like a summertime thing, like go over, hang out in her driveway with other people and stuff. And I just remember this big ass truck driving by, and I remember Tyler because he was the one driving it. And I don't remember you at all.
It's so funny.
You were there, apparently.
So
you would think I would know you because you had this afro or this big ass hair that was like 3 feet high.
at that point, I was well on my way to my Jesus hair. It was a good 2 foot long at that point.
If Andrew could grow the hair out that looks like the dude from Coheed and Cambria, it's pretty sick.
But yeah, so Tyler was already over there. I lived across the street from Alyssa, and me and Alyssa and Tyler Norval, and this other girl named Allie, we were all super tight for a while, and we hung out like all the time. And I walk outside one day, and Tyler is over at Alyssa's house. And I'm like, I see his truck, and then I see this Bronco. I think it was a Bronco, right?
It was my first car. It was a Suburban.
It was a Suburban, yeah. And I walk over there. And there's this guy, and I had my long hair and everything, so it's no wonder he didn't remember me. But they introduced me to him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, hey, what's up, man?" And then that was really the only words that we said. And then skip like 2 years, and our buddy Shane, the other guitarist that was in Blood of the Broken with us, invites this guy over. I know this guy Taylor. He plays bass. We've been in need of a bass player since Ben left, like months before. So he walks in. I'm like, oh, it's that guy. I know that guy. So I kind of give him this like head nod and kind of like a hey, what's up kind of thing because I know who he is. And he's like, hey. And he's just like, I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are.
Hi.
I just knew Shane. I knew Shane from a band previously. We were in together, and I just didn't know anyone else there. And I was just like feeling the vibes and everything. And then I remember I picked you up for band practice like 2 practices later or something. And we drove there. It was like an awkward car ride the whole ride home. I swear to God, I thought you didn't like me. And then after that, like I don't know why. After that, like we were literally basically at the hips. Everyone thought we were.
Yeah, it was. I remember that car ride too because on the way there, we stopped at Publix because he wanted to make fettuccine Alfredo for the band.
Oh,
yeah.
Was that the Alfredo night?
So we're standing there in the Publix line, and I'm just awkwardly holding ingredients in my hand, like, gonna make some noodles. Like,
I was trying to join the band so bad. I was doing whatever I could to make everyone happy.
But then eventually, me and Taylor started like a business and everything, and then that's when we really started hanging out with Ben more because Ben became our model for like the shirts we were printing and stuff.
And then we all took boys trip to Georgia in 2016, and was all downhill from there. The boys trip is another topic. That was
it was
a trip.
That's how we know each other.
Well, boys, what do y'all say? Color wraps on this one? You good over there, Ben? You happy?
Yeah.
Sound like you said something.
I was.
Something get off your chest.
No. I was just listening to the stories. Interesting. It was an interesting story.
I thought you had something stored to say.
My CBD's hitting a little. Well, my Delta 8 honestly is hitting a little more, so I'm just kind of like fixated.
You were sitting back like.
I was listening, dude.
And y'all hear the music. Thanks for joining this week. Hope y'all had a good time. Boys, y'all got any last words?
Don't fall asleep.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Okay. On that note, we're leaving. Andrew, you get
Is that a threat?
Say toodles.
Is that a threat, Ben?
Bye.
Bye.